A very good morning and Jai Hind children. So children, today we are not going to study chemistry. Today we are switching to biology because we have done the explanation of chemistry chapter. Let's finish the biology first and then we'll do the exercise of both the chapters of chemistry as well as biology. So children, get ready with your biology rough notebook and your book and open this chapter number 8, cell structure and function. So children, if you remember in the previous classes, we have discussed the structure of cell and we have seen basic organelles of the cell that are present inside it. We have also seen that what are the function of these organelles. We have also talked about that. So today children, again I am going to revise the basic structure of cell and we will move further with what is the difference between plant cell and animal cell. Okay, so first let's quickly revise what is the basic structure of the cell, what are the things that are included in the cell, and then we'll talk about the differences between plant cell and animal cell, and we'll also see what are the cell division and what is the growth. Okay, now children, let's start with it. So if you talk about the basic structure of the cell, so we have as the outer covering we have a cell membrane. That cell membrane acts as a protective layer and also it acts as a semi-permeable layer which will allow certain particles to enter inside the cell and will stop certain particles to go inside the cell and come out of it. Okay, so it is acting as a semi-permeable membrane that we have seen. Now moving ahead inside, then the fluid is present in the cell, if you remember. So just try to imagine what diagram was there in the when I was explaining you this topic. So I draw the diagram. So just concentrate on the diagram. So we have a cell membrane. At the outer part we had a cell wall, and always remember that cell wall is only present in plant cell. It is not present in animal cell because animal cell does not require a cell wall because humans or animals are having a bones and a skeleton, so that it which protects our body from the strength or stress or anything which gives us a strength, but these things are not available in case of plant. So to protect themselves from the stress and to have a strength in them, they require certain outer covering and a hard outer covering that is called cell wall. All right, so plant cell is having a cell wall but animal cell is not having a cell wall. Getting it? Now enter inside the cell wall. So we have all the fluid present in that. That fluid is called cytoplasm. Alright. Now that cytoplasm itself contains various genetic material. It also contains various cell organelles. So that is very important. So both plant cell and animal cell both has a cytoplasm. Now at the center of the cell we have nucleus. If you remember, we have nucleus, that is spherical type of a cell, that is a nucleus. Outer layer of the nucleus is called nuclear membrane. Inside the nucleus also there is a fluid that is called nucleoplasm. Alright, inside that also we have a small hole that is called nucleolus. Alright, so everything is there inside the nucleus. Nucleus also contains chromosome. Chromosome has a gene. And what is gene? Gene is basically a substance that carries the character of us in it. Okay, like the curly hair, the fair color, the eyes, the color of eye, all these things are governed by the gene that is present in the chromosome. Okay, so all these things are present, and apart from that we have certain cell organelles that we have seen. Okay, so just quickly go to the chapter. Let's quickly go to the chapter and see what is the figure given here. So children, we have this figure here. So we have this cell membrane, got it? Then we have a cytoplasm, then we have a nucleus, then this is called a nuclear membrane. Then we also have a vacuole. So we'll discuss what is the difference between plant cell and animal cell, and then we'll discuss about vacuole. And And we also have our mitochondria. These are the organelles of the cell. So what is important basically here is there are few things that are very important here, that mitochondria is called powerhouse of the cell. Why it is called powerhouse of the cell? Because all the energy that is required for our body, that we intake from the food and we generate the energy, everything is stored in mitochondria. All the energies are stored in the mitochondria and they are also formed there. So that is why mitochondria is called powerhouse of the cell. Vacuole stores all the food, water and waste inside our body. Okay. And then we have plastids. So plastids are only present in plant cell. So plastid, if we talk about, so they have a chloroplast. Inside the chloroplast we have a chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is a green color pigment. It is only present in plant cell. Animal cells do not have a chloroplast. See, in addition we have Golgi bodies that secretes the substance such as enzyme. We have endoplasmic reticulum that helps the transport substance within the cell. We have a ribosome जहाँ पे प्रोटीन की synthesis होती है. We have lysosome जो कि जितने भी वेस्ट चीजें होती हैं, जितने भी खराब सेल हो जाती हैं, उनको डिस्ट्रॉय करता है. That is why lysosome is also called suicidal bag. ओके जहां पे जाके हर चीज सुसाइड कर लेती है, जहां पे हर चीज डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाती है, that bag is called suicidal bag. So lysosome is also called suicidal bag. Then we have a centrosome that helps in a cell division, that we will see in the last topic of this chapter, what is centrosome and everything. Okay, so children, all these things you have seen in the diagram, but these extra organelles that you have not seen in the diagram, where are they present? So let's quickly go to that. Let's quickly go to that diagrams to understand it better. So I hope you can see. Yes, this is the structure of, basic structure of a cell. Basically, it is a structure of a cell. Let's see what is there in it. So, alright children. Let's see what is there in it. So, this outer layer that you are seeing is a cell membrane, or we also call it as plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, or we call it as cell membrane. ऑलराइट, दोनों एक ही चीज होती है, चाहे आप प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन कहिए, चाहे आप सेल मेम्ब्रेन कहिए. तो ये जो आउटर लेयर है उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? सेल मेम्ब्रेन और प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. ओके, देन we have seen cytoplasm. Where is cytoplasm written? So this, all the dots that you are seeing is a cytoplasm. Alright, now in the center here we have a nucleus. So this complete part you are seeing here is a nucleus. Alright, so this has this wall that you can see here. This wall is called nuclear membrane. Alright, so this is called nuclear membrane. Correct. Inside this you can see a black dot here, that is called nucleolus. Alright, and the fluid that is present inside it is called nucleoplasm. Getting it? This is called nucleoplasm. So see, inside this nucleus we have a thread-like structure that is called chromatin, or we can also say it as chromosome. Okay, so this thread-like structure is a chromosome or a chromatin. So apart from this, we have also seen mitochondria. This is a mitochondria here. Okay, now let's see a few other things, like let's see endoplasmic reticulum. So this is an endoplasmic reticulum. This you can see here Let me take another color. So here this is an endoplasmic reticulum. This is also an endoplasmic reticulum. You can see the structure of this. So these are the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So we have two kinds of endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, that you will study in your higher classes. So need not learn this. Just remember we have endoplasmic reticulum here. Then we, over these endoplasmic reticulum, we have a ribosome. So just see, these are the ribosomes. Okay. Then here we have a lysosomes, and this is a Golgi body. Okay. And we also have a vacuole here. So these are the organelles that are important in the basic structure of the cell. So here, which is the most important thing, and question is asked very frequently, that which organelle is called powerhouse of the cell. So mitochondria is called powerhouse of cell. Alright. And lysosome is called suicidal bag. What it is called? It is called suicidal bag because all the cells gets destroyed here. All the cell that is not needed, so gets destroyed in the lysosome. So it is called a suicidal bag. Getting it? So this things we have seen. Okay. So we have talked about all these things. Let's again come back to the chapter. Now, this experiment we will do when school reopens. Now, apart from these multicellular organisms, apart from these multicellular cells, let's talk about few unicellular organisms. What is the example of unicellular organism? We have amoeba, paramecium, euglena, all these things are unicellular organisms. So, in many unicellular organisms, cells have projection on their outer surface which help in the movement of the cell of the organism. They are called cilia as in paramecium, or flagella in case of euglena. Okay, so let me show you what is paramecium and what is euglena. Okay, let me draw it here itself. I hope you can see it. So children, let's see, just a moment. So this is a paramecium. Okay, there is a center inside it. We have it. So there is some projection coming out of this paramecium, this thread-like projection, which helps it to move and locomote at some place or the other. So this is called cilia. This is called cilia. And if you have a close look at euglena, this is a euglena if you see. So they have now a very large tentacles. Okay. They have a bit large tentacles, and that is called flagella. Again, it helps in the locomotion. Locomotion means movement. Alright. So this cilia and flagella helps in the locomotion of these unicellular organisms. Alright, so this we have seen. So coming back to the chapter again. Okay. Generally, cells are similar in basic structure but attain different shapes in different organs. Okay. So 8.5 gives us the idea. So group of cells, similar cells that combine together to form a special function called tissue. तो जब बहुत सारे सेल कंबाइन करते हैं ना आपस में, when most cells combine together, they form tissues. Okay, when tissues combine, they form organ. When organ combines and club together, they form organ system. So this we have seen. So like you can see here in this diagram that there are several tissues combined together. This is a tissue of this particular organ. Okay, this is a tissue of this particular organ here. Okay, so this is an organ, but this is a tissue. Okay, here also you can see this is a kidney shape. Okay, so first was a stomach. This is a stomach. This is the cross section area of the stomach. Then we have a kidney. So children, see, all these organs are having cell. ठीक है, सेल जब बहुत सारे सेल कंबाइन कर जाते हैं तो वो टिश्यू बना लेते हैं, और टिश्यू एक पर्टिकुलर शेप देता है, तब वो ऑर्गन बनता है. तो जितने भी ऑर्गन्स हमारी बॉडी में है, जितने भी ऑर्गन्स प्लांट बॉडी में, या जितने भी ऑर्गन्स दूसरे एनिमल्स में है, उस वो सारे ऑर्गन्स टिश्यूज को क्लब करके बने हैं. ठीक है, so that is why they are having different shapes altogether. Like stomach is having a different shape, kidney is having a different shape. All right, same goes in the plant also. We have different shapes of different organs present. So this or club together is used in the organ system. So we know that the basic concept here is that when cell combines, so the basic concept is cell combines to form tissues, tissues combine to form organs, organs when clubbed together forms organ system, when organ systems are clubbed together they form a complete organism. Alright, so this is the basic life का फंडा कि जो बेसिक यूनिट होती है वो सेल होती है, और ये सारे ऑर्गेनिजम्स ऐसे ही बनते हैं. ठीक है, ये सिंपल हमारी बॉडी कैसे बनी है, एनिमल की बॉडी कैसे बनी है, तो ये सारी की सारी ऐसे ही बनी है. ठीक है, बाय सेल, बाय अ सिंगल प्रोडक्ट कॉल्ड सेल. ओके, so this we have seen. We have different types of tissues also. Like we have a dermal tissue. Dermal tissue मतलब वो टिश्यू जो कि हमारे स्किन में प्रेजेंट होता है, that is called a dermal tissue. We have a vascular tissue that is present in plant. We have a ground tissue. So these different types of tissue you will study in class 9th probably. When you go to class 9th, you will study in much detail about these tissues. Different types of tissues combine together to form an organ. Group of organs join to form an organ system to carry a life activity. For example, digestive system in an animal digests and forms food. So all these things we have discussed earlier. That is why I am not going into. Children, this is very important. Please go through it and see to it what is written here. Let me see. Chromosome in the nucleus occur in the matching pair. Chromosome हमेशा pair में पाया जाता है. Humans में 23 pair of chromosome होते हैं. 23 pairs of chromosome का मतलब total कितने chromosome हुए? 46. Getting it? तो 46 chromosome होते हैं. That is 23 pair of chromosome normal human cell में. In each pair, one chromosome comes from father and one from the mother. एक father से आता है, एक mother से आता है. Each chromosome in the nucleus has thousands of tiny genes along with its length. पूरे लेंथ में इसके छोटे छोटे genes होते हैं, like a beads in the necklace. Okay, so the gene is the unit of inheritance in the living organism. It controls the transfer of hereditary characteristics from parents to offspring. Each gene carries information about specific traits of the organism. For example, color of eyes, types of hair, curly or straight, what characteristic you need. So this we have studied. I'll again explain to you here. Let's talk about chromosome. So children, if you see chromosome, let me draw the chromosome first. So this is a chromosome. All right, this is a chromosome. Chromosome, first very important point, always occurs in pair. Always in pair. मतलब ये एक क्रोमोसोम है और एक क्रोमोसोम ये है. ठीक है, हमेशा ये पेयर्ड फॉर्म में होता है. टोटल कितने क्रोमोसोम होते हैं? 23 पेयर क्रोमोसोम. 23 पेयर मतलब हो गया कितने? 46 क्रोमोसोम्स होते हैं एक सेल में. इन वन सेल देयर आर 46 क्रोमोसोम. एक क्रोमोसोम किससे आता है? फादर से आता है. दूसरा क्रोमोसोम किससे आता है? मदर से आता है. ठीक है, now these chromosomes are having a small bead like structure, thread like structure all over its body, and this is called gene. These are called genes. Okay, now what this gene does, एक जो gene देख रहे हो यहाँ पे, this gene may be will govern your character of color of your eye. ओके कि आपके कलर का आई कैसा, आपके आई का कलर कैसा है, सॉरी. This one gene will govern your consider your height. Okay, one gene will govern your hair type. All right, so the particular genes are governing these functions. So this is a chromosome. This is getting transferred from parents to the offspring. So this is a chromosome, children, and it always occurs in 23 pair in one cell. Okay, so this you should know. Now coming back to the chapter, we also have two types of cell depending on the presence of nucleus. अगर well organized nucleus है तो it will be called eukaryotic cell. अगर न्यूक्लियस वेल डिफाइंड नहीं है तो इसको हम बोलेंगे प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल. इसके बारे में डिटेल आप लोग नेक्स्ट क्लास में पढ़ेंगे, दैट इज इन क्लास 9th. यू विल स्टडी अबाउट इट, बट यू शुड रिमेंबर दिस नेम, यूकैरियोटिक सेल एंड प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल. ओके, now coming to the very important topic of this chapter, that is plant cell and animal cell. Children, प्लांट का स्ट्रक्चर एकदम डिफरेंट होता है एनिमल के स्ट्रक्चर से. दो बोथ आर लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म, बट उनका स्ट्रक्चर, उनका फंक्शन एकदम अलग होता है. ठीक है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट उनका सेल का स्ट्रक्चर भी अलग होता है. ठीक है, क्या डिफरेंस होता है दोनों के सेल के स्ट्रक्चर में? लेट्स सी हियर. सी, both are having cell membrane. Plant cell is also having cell membrane, animal cell is also having cell membrane. Both are having vacuole, लेकिन प्लांट सेल में वैक्यूल बड़ा होता है, एनिमल सेल में वैक्यूल छोटा होता है. क्यों बड़ा होता है प्लांट सेल में? क्योंकि प्लांट कहीं मूव नहीं कर सकता. ठीक है, तो हम जितना भी पानी डालते हैं और जितना भी खाना वो बनाते हैं, वो सब उनको ज्यादा जगह चाहिए होती है स्टोर करने के लिए. So in vacuole they store all the water, all the food and all the waste. Okay, but in case of animals it is small because we do not require to store our food inside the body. Rather we can go into search of food and we can eat it from time to time. So that is why vacuole is larger in plant cell rather than animal cell. Now, cell wall is only present in plant cell. It is not present in animal cell. Nucleus is present in both. See, nucleus is present here also, nucleus is present here also. Chloroplast is also present in only plant cell. Chloroplast is not present in animal cell because chloroplast contain chlorophyll और chlorophyll animals में तो होता नहीं है. chlorophyll किस में होता है? plants में होता है. plants में किस में होता है? leaf में होता है. इसी वजह से leaf green होती है. तो chloroplast कहाँ प्रेजेंट होगा? लीफ में प्रेजेंट होगा. ठीक है, तो क्लोरोप्लास्ट प्लांट में प्रेजेंट होता है, एनिमल में प्रेजेंट नहीं होता. अगर एनिमल प्रेजेंट होने लगा तो हम सब ग्रीन ग्रीन दिखेंगे. सो दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, राइट? सो एंड माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया इज प्रेजेंट इन बोथ प्लांट सेल एंड एनिमल सेल, बोथ. क्लियर? गेटिंग इट? आई विल शो यू वन मोर फिगर of plant cell and animal cell. Let's see here also. Let's talk about this also. So this is a much detailed version of it. Let's talk about it. So I'll just only pinpoint what are the differences. जो चीज सिर्फ plant cell और animal cell में present, जो दोनों में present है, that I'm not pinpointing. So see, cell wall is only present in plant cell. This is wrong. Cell wall is only present in plant cell. ठीक है? And what else? Chloroplast is only present in plant cell. Okay. Then we have vacuole. In plant cell it is large, whereas in animal cell it is small. Okay. Both are having chloroplast. Both are having mitochondria. Both are having cell membrane. Both are having ribosome. Both are having nucleus. Both are having endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, endoplasmic reticulum is present in animal cell. All right. So these are the differences. This you should remember. Now the chain. This is the structure of plant cell and this is the structure of animal cell. And you will study about this in much detail in the next class. Okay, let's see the chapter again. So we have few differences between plant cell and animal cell, which is very, very, very important, children. Please do learn this. So let's see. Plant cells are larger than animal cell. Animal cells are smaller than plant cell. ठीक है, एनिमल सेल स्मॉल होता है, प्लांट सेल बड़ा होता है. It is surrounded by cell wall in addition to cell membrane. Only outer cell membrane is present, no cell wall present in animal cell. It usually has one or two large vacuole. Vacuoles are either absent or very small. It has a different kind of plastids like chloroplast. It does not have plastids. It does not have centrosome. It has centrosome. Centrosome is present somewhere here. Okay, it is present here. So animal cell is having a centrosome, whereas plant cell is not having a centrosome. Getting it? These are the differences which are very, very, very important, children. You should learn it very carefully. Okay. Now coming on to the growth and division, children, do read these facts to enhance your knowledge. This is very important. Cell wall in plants are made up of cellulose. Okay, so this, please read these facts, it is important. Okay, now growth and division. अब क्वेश्चन आता है कि अगर हमारी बॉडी एक सेल से बनी है और हम ये कह रहे हैं कि सेल कन्वर्ट हो जा रहा है टिश्यू में, तो वो कैसे कन्वर्ट हो जा रहा है, कैसे डिविजन्स हो रहे हैं. तो क्या होता है, देयर आर डिविजन्स टेकिंग प्लेस. ठीक है, एक सेल से दो सेल बनते हैं, दो सेल से तीन सेल बनते हैं, तीन सेल से मल्टीपल सेल्स बनेंगे, तब वो जाके टिश्यू का फॉर्मेशन करेगा. और ये होता है बाय ग्रोथ एंड डिविजन, कि एक सेल से दो सेल से बहुत सारे सेल्स कैसे बनते हैं. ओके, दिस इज कॉल्ड सेल डिविजन. Okay, let's see what is written. When a cell is formed, it is small. After digesting food, it grows in size. जैसे जैसे हम खाना खाते हैं, जैसे जैसे एनर्जी मिलती है, वो साइज में बढ़ता चला जाता है. However, its growth is limited. Definitely, सेल की जो ग्रोथ होती है वो लिमिटेड होती है. जैसे हमारी ग्रोथ क्या है, लिमिटेड है. हम हमेशा नहीं बढ़ते हैं. प्लांट्स हमेशा नहीं बढ़ते हैं, उनकी भी ग्रोथ क्या होती है, लिमिटेड होती है. So after reaching certain critical size, it divides to form a two cell. Okay? The process by which new cells are formed is known as cell division. This is important. The new cell formed in this way are known as daughter cell. जो नई सेल बन रही है उसको हम daughter cell कहते हैं. ठीक है? New cells are needed for the growth of an organism and to replace the cell that dies. Some cells in our body keep on dividing throughout our life. In a human body, millions of blood cells dies and are replaced each second. The skin cell also keep dividing. However, nerve cells of the brain cannot replace once they die. This is why body can heal injuries in all parts of the body except for nervous system. ठीक है, स्किन की जो सेल है वो हमेशा डिवाइड करती रहती है, तभी हमको चोट लग जाती है तो वो जो भी चोट लगती है वो हील कर जाता है. ठीक है, इसलिए क्योंकि वो डिवाइड कर रहा है कंटिन्यूअसली. ब्लड सेल्स हमारी बॉडी में कंटिन्यूअसली डिवाइड करते हैं. ठीक है, बिकॉज सेल्स ऑल्सो डाई. सो जब सेल मरते हैं तो उनको रिप्लेस करने के लिए हमें दूसरे सेल चाहिए, तो ब्लड भी हमारा कंटिन्यूअसली बनता रहता है. ठीक है, बिकॉज ब्लड सेल इज ऑल्सो कीप ऑन डिवाइडिंग एंड रिप्लेसिंग इट. बट the nervous system, the cell that is present in our brain, it cannot be formed again. Okay, that is why it is very essential part. अगर आपको ब्रेन में कभी कहीं चोट लग जाती है, to recover with that is very difficult. अगर आपको internal चोट लग गई है. So let's see what happens. So this is a nucleus. Nucleus divides into two. See, the nucleus is dividing into two. Okay. Now, न्यूक्लियस डिवाइड हुआ, फिर क्या होगा, यहाँ पे एक बल्ज आ जाएगा. तो दिस बल्ज, you can see here, Now the cell membrane is dividing. The cell membrane also divides. Now two new cells are formed. So two new cells are called daughter cells. What are they called? They are called daughter cells. Okay. So that was about the growth and division. If you have not understood, I'll explain it again in the next class, that is tomorrow. So children, that was about the explanation of this chapter. We have completed the explanation of the chapter. So tomorrow we are going to do the exercise part of this chapter, and I'll clear your doubts if you have any kind of doubt in this chapter. Please read this chapter, children, before coming to the class, before attending the class tomorrow, so that you can clear all your doubts. Okay. So that's all for today's class, children. Thank you and Jai Hind everyone.